Good afternoon and welcome to our vlog for July. I'm really excited this month to have one of the premier publicists in the book world talking to you guys about how you can get out there and publicize your book and your message. Jill Lublin, I always say that wrong, I'm so sorry. Jill Lublin is an international speaker, a 3-time best-selling author, and a radical influence. Oh, you're 4 times now. Oh, okay, because we're going to mention the other book in just a minute. So she's a 4-time best-selling author and a radical influence expert. And she shares her secrets for leveraging circles of influence on a 1-hour audio, connecting and leveraging your connections for greater visibility and credibility in the marketplace. And I'm going to share, I have one of her books. I just met her at an event. This is Guerrilla Publicity. I'm about half the way through it, but I'll probably be sharing a little bit of this in July as we move along too with tips and stuff, so you can remember where to find Jill and what to do. So welcome.
Thank you so much. And I'm just excited. I have to show them the 4th book is Profit of Kindness. And just so you know also that I help all kinds of people, products, services, real estate professionals. And yes, I have a specialty also in artists who create books. But just, I've been working with all kinds of genres for many years. And, really, Juliet, it all comes down to the message. It doesn't really matter whether you have a book, a product, a service. It's really all about your message. And I'm just delighted to be here.
Well, thank you. Let's jump into that message, because I don't think people really understand when they write a book, especially a nonfiction book. So many people write it because their other products and services aren't selling. And what really that is the result of a lot of times is that they've done it backwards. And the message wasn't created before the products and services of books. So can you talk about that a little bit?
It's interesting because I think it can go both ways. Sometimes you get that pop after you create a book. Sometimes you create a book to get that pop, right? Mm-hmm. And it can go both ways. And I actually have seen it work both ways, which I love. But here's what I love about having a book. And I've been helping people get book deals for, 19 years now, and pitching to publishers and agents when not a word is written. And I think that might have inspired you to get your book going a little bit. But here's what I've noticed is what matters is that you leave a legacy of, and I think to me, that's what books really do, is they help you leave a legacy of your information or your dream, or create a dream come true if you're if you're fiction. So, it depends what your purpose is for the book. Sometimes it just feels important, and it's okay if just your mom reads it. Sometimes it's really about building your business and creating prospects. And that, in that case, it's how you do a book is important. So I'm always a big believer in let's get clear on what really the purpose is. And most of the people I work with haven't written a word while I'm pitching their book. So that allows some flexibility for what the publishers need, because, of course, that's important too. And, I love people self-publishing and getting their book out quickly. So that's all good. I'm a fan of any way you can get it out is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. Most importantly, I just want people's wisdom out, and I want their message out. And so that's what I'm a big believer in. And that's what my life's work has been dedicated to, is helping people get their message out.
Oh, that's so amazing and so important. Tell us a little bit about how the process, like what do you look for when you're bringing on a book to pitch, whether it's without it being written or being written, both ways?
So a couple of things. One is, you remember that I'm pitching to major publishers and agents, and all of my books are on what is called major houses, meaning, they're published by major publishing houses. What I love about that is I'm not in the book business, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I'm a great publicity specialist, and I understand how to make all of that work. Being in the book business is another deal. And I would prefer that, like somebody called me the other day and he said, oh, I found your book at Barnes and Nobles in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. And I'm big on distribution that a publisher has and some of their publicity engine, although I'm always telling people you still got to create your own publicity engine and make sure that you do on your side whatever needs to be done. So that's just a big thing to me. And I'm also big, and many of my clients, I say, let's just get your book self-published and get it out there fast and, connect it so that it's quick. And so that's a great thing, right? I think it's really important that honestly, you just do whatever it takes to get yourself out there. And what I love about a book is that's one of the vehicles and tools to put yourself out there. But we've done, PR campaigns for people just on ideas and, other possibilities. So whatever gets you out there is good. And what I love about a book, whether it's self-published or in major houses, you have the opportunity to get more publicity. And that's a good thing.
Absolutely. So I want to just tell you something I ran into, and maybe you can give some insight to our readers about it. I end up with a lot of people who want to be the invisible author.
Oh.
They live under the impression that if I just put it out there, I'm talented and it will sell. What would you tell them to turn that around with?
Okay, so I wish it were like that. And Juliet, I'm sure you and I both know it isn't. And I know some people go, oh, okay, I wrote the book. Yay, I'm done. That's when the work begins.
Yes.
And, writing the book and getting the book out is actually usually, hopefully, the fun part and the easier part of the journey. And then I think it's really important to have great people around you, an excellent team who knows what to do and how to do it. And most importantly, and this is a big, let's underline this point, is start your publicity now. I mean, now, like right this minute, before you need it, before you write the book, before you get to even the next step. Publicity is an evolutionary process, and you plant seeds in different places and you watch them grow. And so I think that's really a key, is that we plant seeds in different places. So know that, and know that that's part of getting your message out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a key. Okay, so that's really important.
Yeah, I love what you just said about that, because you can always kind of see when people are on social media and they haven't gotten their word out and they haven't been talking about it, because it almost looks like spam. Buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. And if you do it the way you just mentioned, getting out there and connecting, it's a much different appearance when the book comes out.
Yes, and remember, it's a gardening process. You plant seeds publicity-wise so that they grow in different times, and that isn't just the moment your book is out or you're launching a product or whatever it is we're doing, right? Mm-hmm. It's that you're planting seeds all the time and growing your publicity garden so that the seeds can bloom in different times, and that's not a panic that is needed just at that exact moment, so to speak.
That's a great analogy, really great analogy. So you are going to a big book show coming up. I believe is it Frankfurter? Frankfurter.
Yes, yes.
Frankfurter's a lot. I'm sorry.
But we can have Frankfurters in Frankfurt.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that, because I know you and I just had a discussion about the difference between foreign rights that people think they have on Amazon and foreign rights like you go out and get purchased.
Absolutely. So here's the deal. When you have a self-published book, you own the rights to your book, and that is a beautiful thing. What I do is go to 2 foreign rights fairs and help my self-published authors get international right deals, because the reality is most of you don't have that. Maybe you think you do, or maybe, yes, your book can sell in different parts of the world, but that doesn't mean that they're reading it in their own language. So I help people get foreign rights deals that are in the language of that country. And then what's cool is, they change your book cover so that it also reflects the language, and they translate all of your book, and they pay you in advance. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Meaning they pay you money and take care of all the distribution, the direction of the cover, as well as the translation of all the words. and then distribute it in their country. Now, what that allows is you to have global impact, which is very important in today's market, as well as to speak and train in multiple countries, which is incredible, even if you do it via webinars in different ways. And of course, the cachet and the importance of the leverageability, really, let's say, of having your book in multiple languages and available is very strong and makes you very credible. And that you just can't buy that kind of credibility except to hold up a book in all other languages and start showing people that. I mean, I'm negotiating right now for my own book, Profit of Kindness. We have some interest from Kuwait. And then I find out not only will it be in Arabic and throughout Kuwait, it will also be in the airports. Now,
Yay!
that's a lot of international travelers going through there. How wonderful is that? So I think it's really, in today's world, it's really important that you have that kind of international reach and global impact. And I think it makes such a big difference that people can have their work in all kinds of languages and in all kinds of places.
That's awesome. So I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh boy.
Talk a little bit about your book, because you told me a little bit about it when we were in Tampa. And tell us about it. Why did you write it? What's
you're
it
talking
all
about? You're talking about the Profit of Kindness, this
yes.
one? Yes, beautiful. And by the way, when you hold books, notice I'm actually trying to work on that glare issue. Yes, thank you. And I am holding it at my face so that you have name and face recognition. That's great,
Look,
Julia.
we just got a lesson there.
Is that great? And then never cover up your name, of course, right? So that people can actually see you're not doing it. You're doing great.
Oh,
so holding it, holding it on the sides is fabulous, right? Holding it a little bit forward so that it prevents glare is really good, right? Yes, exactly. It takes the glare away. And that's of anything you're showing. So Profit of Kindness actually got written because not only is there a real need in the marketplace now, as we see, for kindness and doing something different, meaning doing business with kindness and seeing how you can help others. And I think that's really a key. Is interestingly enough, with everyone we interviewed with Profit of Kindness, what we found is companies that were more kind, that did business that way, had happier employees, surprise, had bigger revenues, yay, had happier customers, yay, right? All important things, and had more satisfied employees generally. Because they had a kindness culture. So I think that's really important, that we see that the product of happiness and kindness is really increased employee retention and increased revenues, which of course everybody wants.
Right. No, that's really great. So we're gonna promote both books here today.
Okay, great.
So give us a little bit of wisdom on publicity, do's, don'ts, just in general.
Sure. A couple things. One is message, right? So we talk about planting that publicity garden. Keep that in mind. That's really important. And one of the things, and this is with my authors, really important, is that you start creating your publicity 3, 6, and 9 months ahead. So the book you showed, Guerrilla Publicity, got featured in Costco magazine. That was pretty exciting, right? Costco, the store. And that's because we started on publicity 9 months ahead. It also got featured in Inc. magazine and Entrepreneur magazine, because 9 months ahead. The Profit of Kindness, I was on 7 Fox TV news segments the first week. The first week it was actually out, because we started, same thing, like 6 and 9 months ahead, right? And because that first week of books out in particular is an important time, I had lined up, all total, up to this moment, I've done 45 radio interviews, been on 7 Fox News shows, a CBS TV show, Inc. magazine twice, Forbes magazine twice now, because I've been planting the seeds and I'm doing them ongoingly. So I think that's really a key, is, you don't, people go, oh, okay, I'm done with that. And listen, I got in the New York Times, what was it, 18 months after Guerrilla Publicity came out, because somebody had seen all the constant publicity and wanted to do an article about how to look like the big boys, which in a way is really what guerrilla publicity is all about, and then interviewed me. Well, that's because your publicity stays consistent. So I want you to keep your foot on the pedal. You don't have to keep your foot totally on the gas all the time, but I want you to keep it on the publicity pedal. And I want you to think about weekly, what can I do to promote myself, my business, my book, whatever it is you're promoting? What's one action? Just take one action that you can do to promote yourself. And I think that will make a big difference and be a huge blessing in your publicity life. And that one thing, by the way, could be going to a networking event, right? And where you get known and seen. Like I went to a networking event and got asked to do a speaking engagement. Beautiful. So how that's like one leads to another, right? Really good stuff. So I want you to think about how can one thing keep leading to another. And that's very powerful, very potent, and will make a big difference for you.
Oh, that's so awesome. And you're right. A lot of times when you go to a speaking gig or you speak, somebody will come up and ask you to speak someplace else. So make sure you're out there a lot doing all those things. So yes. You have a special promotion for us, right?
I do. Well, I have a couple things. One is I'd like to give your people a gift. And, because I'm a publicity expert, I created 7 key ways to get your publicity out with more great publicity tips, really simple and easy to use. I'm a practical kind of woman, so I always like people to have practical ways to get their publicity out. And how you access that is go to publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift. Free gift. publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift. And then if you want, I can tell people also how to get, great publicity discount on my publicity course, whatever works for you.
You go to it.
Okay, thank you. So I do teach a publicity, get it done, no kidding course where you actually leave with 3 documents done and 4 templates that you can use forever for your business. I do this on Zoom, so you can take it from wherever you are. And then I also do it in several cities throughout the United States, including coming up Los Angeles, the Bay Area, Texas, and Florida, and New York. So multiple cities coming right up. And I'd love to offer anyone who's watching this, and really you need a next step to get your publicity done. It doesn't matter where you're at in the process. I think you'll find it very practical and very powerful, and actually get your publicity done instead of wondering about it. So what I'd love, Juliet asked me to offer you a really super duper deal. So here it is. On the publicity course, when you go to my website, publicitycrashcourse.com, it's $12.97. What I'd love to do is offer you the code, the secret code of publicity. Okay, so if you use the word publicity when you check out, I'll give you $600 off. So that's almost half off. Yay, woohoo! And also give you the opportunity to attend both the live Zoom and the live course whenever you can. So that's my offer to you, my gift to you. For those of you who can come with me live, terrific. But at least we get you started on Zoom right away and include the live course at no extra charge.
That is so awesome. You have it on Zoom. I know a lot of my clients are going this month in a couple of your cities, so live, but you guys keep that in mind. Zoom means anytime. You don't have to travel. You can do it right from your home. So really, really great. Well, thank you so much for being on today. I appreciate all the tips you gave us, and you guys go pick up Guerrilla Marketing and
Guerrilla Publicity.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Guerrilla Publicity, you're right. Guerrilla Marketing is a different book. And could you show us your book again?
Sure. And thank you so much. And go pick up The Profit of Kindness and Guerrilla Publicity, and let's get your message out. Your message matters, and it's important. And so I want to give you really great tools to get it out simply and easily.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Juliet.